Okay. I didn't prepare this myself. Our country representative in South Africa is actually Karin Besernout. She's the manager of Cape Flora SA, so she made the slideshow. I'm just here. So our industry at a glance, that's South Africa. For those of you who don't know, we've got 9 different provinces. And most of our production is in the Western Cape and in the Eastern Cape and then in KwaZulu-Natal. We have 2 sectors, the field harvesting or the wild harvesting, which is quite small, relative, and then also the cultivated production. The Cape Flora SA Association gets an income through a levy. So all cartons exported, say R1 or R2, actually goes to the Cape Flora SA, and we have to manage the funds, do research, marketing, and whatnot. So from our last year's statistics, we have 102 registered growers in South Africa, 19 exporters, more or less 1,300 hectares, although I'm 100% sure this is not correct. Our census data is not being necessarily filled in or returned as it should be, so it's probably a slight underestimation. Then growing, the products that we're growing is Protea. It's 785 hectares, or there's the acres as well for you. Then pin cushions, 205 hectares. Leucodendron, 163, and greens and wax flowers, 151. You'll see the Protea hectares and the Leucospermum hectares, but the stems exported is a slightly different picture. We'll get to that. So yeah, average volumes for the past 3 years. So there you can see from the 2021-22 season to the 23-24 season. Blushing Brides is over 2 million stems per year. Banksia, 1.5 million stems per year. Kings, 1 million stems per year, and 2.5 million bouquets being exported on average for the last 3 years. Succession, 5.5 million stems, so you can see it's not the most hectares planted, but the production is really, really good on the pins. Tango, 1.9 million stems. Safari Sunset. I wonder where's Ayoba's son? Must be in here somewhere. Now that I'm looking at it. Safari, 1 million. Leucodendron plumosum. I don't think that's plumosum. Anyway. Yeah, that's what it's. And then Pink Ice, 300,000 stems almost. I think it's because it's a 3-year average. Might be. Yeah. So our main export markets, so we're there, that's us. Then it's still the EU. Also, it's gone down a little bit. The UK is very small for us. The Middle East, the Far East has actually increased. The USA has increased slightly. And then a very little stems, South America and Canada. But still, that's our traditional market, and that's where it's going mostly. Good news for us, I think, is that our local market is expanding. So it's difficult to get the figures, obviously, for the local market because you don't know what's being sold directly from the farms. But we are trying to get some figures through our own multiflora. So it seems like it is growing a little bit. If you compare the 2 years, especially on the green side there. Cape Flora is also funding some research projects, which is really great. So I've spoken about this previously. Yes, this is not working. But anyway, so there's the leaf nutrient norms project that we are busy doing at the moment, and it'll run over at least 4 years so that we can get all the data that we need. Then myself, Keanu, and the MSc student Christy, we're working on shifting of Proteas and aroides flowering time, which Keanu gave a little bit of an introduction. It was Christy's honours study. we're looking at it's almost basically it's finished, a project where we looked at the cartons that we're using. Often in transport we see that the bottom cartons collapse due to several reasons, and we looked at carton strength and minimum specs for cartons so that they don't collapse. So that project is basically almost finished, and we'll get the final report on that. So from Clade Flora SA side, they have sort of 4 different focus areas. The one is marketing and communication. I think it's a lot more about awareness as well, product awareness. It's not necessarily direct marketing, but they're looking at the Cape Flora brand and the flowers, and we have a new logo. I don't know if you noticed that. And we have someone helping us with that. Then obviously we're doing research. We've asked Lynn Hofman, Dr. Lynn Hofman, who you might know, to help us with a research plan. So that's been written up, and we're busy looking at the research projects and listening to what the growers would like us to do. And then also Cape Flora is supplying information and statistics to everyone. Most of the information is coming from the exporters, so we need to get information from them, and then obviously the census data is coming from all the growers, if we can get the data. It's a bit of a mission. And then obviously also regulatory affairs. So a lot of things happening in South Africa where, you know, in the USA you have PCAs basically everywhere, and it's sort of the practice is basically a set standard. But with us, we have a lot of new regulations in terms of pesticide operators, and we try to just keep our growers informed and tell them what's going on and what they need to look for. And I suppose that's part of our role also to help the growers on the regulatory affairs. And that's it. South Africa done.